Alright everybody, welcome back to Tiger Woods 07. And let's go ahead and start this match play versus Ice von Severin's team. We'll go ahead and keep our guys the way they are, I think, especially Wheeler at the par 5 since he hits it the furthest, so.
Up next, it's Erika von Severin, known as Ice for the dead-eye putting stroke that has won her many a tournament. Erika could prove to be too much for you today. See if you can take out her team to advance.
Still has that same dance. That's funny because, because back then Erika Ice von Severin, now we have Patrick Cantley, they call him Patty Ice. So I get the ice, but I don't like the patty ice. For some, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right for me. I don't know. But it's
welcome
cool
to
when
today's
they,
events.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next golfer to the tee.
It's cool when they give these professional golfers the nickname like Patty Ice or DeChambeau. They have the scientist. I think Tiger Woods is already, his own nickname, so John Daly was a lion back then. I can't remember any others, but they definitely have more for other people. Oh, John Rahm is Rambo, so I like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, I went way left.
Still way away from hole here. Just step up and knock it in.
Okay.
Very nice indeed.
He told me to do it, so I did it. Oh, par 5. Hardest hole in the course. 501 yards. That's a very short par 5. Well, not very short, but it's a pretty short par 5. It's shorter than all the par 5s at my course. Well, if you're playing from the tees I play on anyway. That's funny because the 18th hole at my course is a dogleg left. It's par 5. It says it's about 535, I think it is. I can't remember the exact distance. But so there's the lake left, and then just before the green,
10 yards all the way to the flagstick.
Just before the green, there's a pond. Like this one right here. Little pond. It's smaller than that, but it's a little pond. And when I hit my drive,
An opportunity
I never have more than 220 to the hole. So, and that's the one par 5 I can actually make it to. All the, especially, I can't.
Didn't go in, but it was a good putt.
I can't make the 641 yard par 5 and 2.
Got
definitely.
the birdie.
Hell, if you get a bad drive, you can't make it in 3.
This putt to have the hole. That's a birdie.
But yeah, my average is between 210 and 220 that I have left on that hole. And that's to the middle of the green, so not too bad. I always have between a 290 and a 300 yard drive, because that's the hole where I love the 18th hole. So
The tee shot on this part.
my drive on that hole is more important than most holes, just because I like the hole so much. It's the one par 5 I can get on in 2. It's the one par 5 at my course I've eagled one time.
This lie could cause some trouble.
But yeah. The other two par 5s, besides the 641-yard one, the first one goes up and then downhill. You can't see where your ball goes because it's down the hill.
So
You got
this is about
trees
$1.50
left.
to the hole, more or less.
And even if I get like a perfect drive on that one, wow, left again. What am I doing?
Things aren't going to get any
I
easier
usually
from here
have about
anytime soon.
250 to 280 left, depending on how the roll is.
Now that's close. Really close.
A straightforward putt here.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
This putt for par. Gets his par.
So yeah, I've never gotten on that one into. Haven't really gotten that close either, because usually I lay up, because no matter what drive you have, unless you're in the rough, you're always on a downhill
The character
side
of
hill
Salih's
lie for your
shot.
second shot. So even if you could make it on into, it's an insanely difficult shot to hit on your second one. So yeah. And then the second par 5, you can't use I can't use my driver on, because once you hit 260, there's a pond. So I usually take my 3 hybrid or my 5 wood, get it to about 230 to 250, depending on what I'm using. Did I get enough? The power didn't do anything. It went the same exact distance, but it's downhill, so I don't know. Weird.
Still some work left to be done here.
So then after that, I still usually have about 300 to 280 left. Because like I said, you can't use driver, so
It just wouldn't stay down.
that was too hard for the
Putting for
break.
par. Finishes off the par.
But yeah, it's impossible unless you can hit your 3 wood, 280 to 300 yards. So. And then the 641 yard one, if you get a good drive, what I usually do is hit my 3 hybrid next, get it to about 135, and then I hit a choke down 3/4 pitching wedge. Is what I usually will do.
A lot of green left to
Because
navigate
once
here.
you get to that 135, or once you get to where you're hitting towards the green, or at the green, it's a couple of yards downhill. I want to
A lot
say
of work left.
3, maybe 4 yards downhill.
Billy
So
Hightower sets his sights
that
on birdie right
135
here.
is closer to 130 than it is 135.
That's frustrating.
I'll be very impressed if this one goes in.
Me too.
Didn't quite get it in the hole. What a shame.
That's a bogey.
Lopez to win the hole.
That shot has won the hole.
And on the 18th hole, if I have 240 or under, you gotta go for it, right? You can't not go for it on a par 5, unless you have stuff in the way, trees, or something like that. Now left is
fairway
hazard
on
the
this
whole
one.
way. It's either pond or like giant brush, giant things of brush. Before, I want to say you have that pond and then another 10 yards, and then it's the green. In between that's just rough, and then a bunker on your left, a bunker on your right. Now the right you have rough and then woods. Past the hole you just have rough. And that's about it. But if you go 50 yards past, you start getting into the parking lot. So but you always got to go for it. And I usually have between a 4 hybrid or a 5 hybrid into the green, so it's not too bad. You just got to get really solid contact with it. Because the last time I hit my 4 or 5 hybrid, I hit it thin. I hit the middle of the damn ball, and so it went really low and went into the pond, that little pond.
A lot of ground to cover on this putt.
It's gonna be too hard. Oh, right in the hole for an eagle.
It's your first eagle.
Oh.
You deserve a trophy ball for that.
Cool. I skipped it on accident. Oh yeah, that's what I usually use. Now if I'm in the rough or for some reason I just have a horrid drive and I'm over 250, then I'll just lay up to about 100 yards or 75 yards, one of the two. And we have the first par 3, which is the third hole. It's 160 to the
No need
middle,
to panic here, hopefully.
but it's downhill. Oh my god, they're just gonna keep using power shots too. It's so annoying. Thank you. Still you. Anyway, it's 160 downhill, so it's more like... I would say it's more like 150
This stuff is thick.
to the middle of the green. So, wow, left. Just keep doing that.
It's on the green, but it
So,
could've been a lot better.
I'll use for the beginning, or the front of the green to the middle, I'll choke down a 9-iron. For the back of the green, I'll hit a full 9-iron. For the back of the green, it's about 165, almost 170. Just didn't put enough
closer than
left, or
that.
right.
A par putt here.
That's alright, we got it.
He drops it in for par.
Then the second par 3, which I actually find the hardest, should be the easiest. It's just a straight hole. It might be a couple of
This
yards
dog
uphill.
leg right.
Bunker on the left, nothing but rough after it and to the right. And then a little bit of fairway before it, so if you hit it short. Wow. I really thought I was gonna get over that tree. And it's 200 to the middle, 180, 185 to the front. So I usually have either a full 6-iron or a choke down 6-iron, depending on whether or not it's choke down if it's the front, and then full if it's the back or the middle, just to make sure it gets there. Then, and that's the hardest one, like I said, because the 6-iron is the club that I'm the most inconsistent with. Wow.
Looks like things could get a little interesting from here.
How was that? 83. It went like it was 100%. So that one's usually left.
Sometimes it pays to be aggressive.
Oh.
That wasn't one of those times.
So bunker or rough usually on that
It
hole
was a good putt. It just didn't
for my
find that
second
hole.
shot.
Not going to be pleased with that bogey.
And then third par 3
This for a half of the hole.
is the 10th hole.
Bogey there. That's
is
not
a-
going to get it done.
It's not a bad one. There's a tree off to the left that hangs onto the left part of the green. And so if the pin is over there, you have to hit a draw if you're hitting it at that pin. Now, if you're just going for the middle of the right side of the green,
This scenic par
don't need to
three.
hit a draw, but you do if you want to go for that pin on the left. Now, that one... Ooh, that does not make sense. Downhill, and it doesn't even get to... With power, by the way. And it doesn't even get to... the spot that it said it should be at a normal swing. That's weird. That one is...
It'll take a good putt to knock this down.
one...
A definite uphill slope here.
Ooh. Man, what is that one?
I hate to say it, that's a choke.
160 to the front,
Put a fork in it. This one's done.
170 to the middle,
She got the par.
and about 180 to the back. Yeah. And you have a bunker before the green, that tree to the left, and then rough all around. If you go far enough right, there's cart path, then parking lots.
The placement of
That
your
one I'll use an 8-iron for the front of the green, but then I'll use a 7-iron for the middle or the back, because this one, oh dang it, this one's a little bit uphill, and there's a pond probably about 100 yards out, so unless you hit that tree or hit it super fat, you're not going to get into that pond. But yeah, usually am on this green,
The grass here could use a little
Or-
trim, but it's not bad.
just left of it, because I hit a draw a lot without meaning to, so I'll aim,
It's going to take a good
you know, right
putt
at
from
the
here.
pin if it's in the middle, and it'll draw and then be just left rough. So
Putting for birdie.
probably about, what, right there? It breaks the whole way.
dead on.
What a thought. Then we have the last par 3, which is the second hardest for me. I've been lucky on this one and actually hit it to about 2 or 3 foot one time. Made a birdie. But it's slightly downhill, only a
Well-placed draw
few
around
yards.
the trees on the left side on this par 5 fairway can lead to a nice...
Let's see, can we get over this? Well, we can go to the right, we definitely can. Okay, I just didn't want to be in the rough. Now that one has a pond short and left of it. There's a bunker to the left as well. Past it
the
you
rough.
have rough and then woods.
This isn't
To the
so
right is
bad.
just rough. So that one is about 180
This is a long, long way from the green.
to the front, 190 to the middle, and almost 200 to the back. Doesn't quite reach it because of the
This could make things interesting.
We're still 240 yards from the green.
240. We'll just go all the way down, and I didn't feel like watching that in slow motion. Spin wasn't gonna do much for a wood. But for that one, honestly, I just use a 7-iron for the whole thing. Not a
This
bad
one's
shot,
for the
buddy.
match.
Downhill, breaks the
Come
whole
on
way,
now,
but not
get
much.
this to the hole.
Ah, too high.
Ted Underwood for par. And that's for par. This for the match.
Okay. But that last par 3 is the 16th hole, and I use 7-iron for the whole thing. For middle and back is just a full bore 7-iron, and then for the front is it's full, but it's not as hard as that can full, you know. So, and that one's usually on, sometimes a little left in the bunker. No. Alright, who is next? We have Big Mo Ta'avatu, and that one's 4. So we will have to go to my team. But yeah, that's all the par 3s. Par 3s are the hardest freaking types of hole for me. Go ahead and add a player. Hamish 51. $67 for Billy Hightower. Okay, let's go Billy. What's his skills? Wow. Doesn't play like it. 54. Can we get someone else? Someone better? Erika's 60 actually. So go with Erika. Okay. Yeah, for me, par 3s is just the hardest ones. Again, it just comes down to consistency, whether or not, you know, I'm drawing my irons that day, or how solidly I'm hitting the irons, because, you know, those longer ones where you're hitting the 7 or 6 iron, if you don't get solid contact, I mean, they're not going to go there. They're not getting there. But the one that's downhill, let's see, position. Okay, I'm fine with that position, I guess.
Elimination mode is a brand new game mode that pits 2 teams against each other in match play. As the title suggests, the golfer that loses the hole is eliminated from the rest of the match. Set up your lineups before going into battle, but choose wisely because the last team standing wins.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I like how they have all these. Oh, but they don't have a bio of Big Mo. Unless it's going into that now. But anyway, the one that's downhill, you know, that I only use a 9-iron on, I've hit it thin, I've hit it high, but you know, I'm still at least at the worst gonna be front of the green, so you know, that one's not too bad. Big Mo Ta'avatu. Let's see. And then of course, you know, ooh, even the par 5s, you know, scoring isn't as good as it should be, because 2 of them it's impossible to reach in 2, because 1, you can't hit driver, so you're automatically, you know, taking off 50 yards right there, so you can't make it on that one on the second shot unless you can hit a 280 or sometimes 300 yard 3-wood. This probably won't make it. Yeah, I didn't think so. But I knew the next one would have been way too hard. And he missed anyway, so. No harm, no foul. But then, and then you have a 641 yard par 5, where even if I hit a, and I usually do on that hole, hit a 300-yard drive, you know, I still have 340 yards left. So you have to, at that point, you have to lay it up to what distance do you want to play that second shot at? You know, do you want to play it at 60 yards, 90, 110, 130, you know, what do you want to play that at? And then the two that you could possibly get on, the one, if you hit a good drive, you're still about 260, 250 out. But you're no matter what, you're gonna have a downhill side hill lie, and it's pretty severe in a lot of spots. So you have an incredibly difficult second shot, no matter what. Wow, what a shot for that dude. He reminds me of Chaos from Hot Shots Golf. Well, we gotta hit a good one here and then make a putt. That was okay. I didn't want to risk hitting the rough like he did. Alright, made a putt. And then the 18th hole, you have water the entire way left and before the green. So, you know, you go driver, and if you're hitting them left, that's water right there. You hit it fat on your second shot, that's water right there. So every par 5 has its challenge. And even the par 3s, you know, you have one with water, one where you have a, I want to say, oh man, a 2 club difference that you have to figure out with how you want to hit that. Another one that's just pretty long. So that one won't be hard for a lot of people who hit their long irons really well. Oh god, okay. I'm gonna say this dude's just gonna hit 12 shots from down here. And then you have one where if you go left, oh wow, it put us way down here even though we weren't. If you hit it left any, you are gonna hit a tree, which could possibly kick you back into a little pond. So every par 3 has a certain challenge to it, you know. Yeah, I didn't want to go up that far, but dang it. It's a bogey. We should still win the hole though. Oh, double. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay. I was thinking, how the hell? Wow, so this one's possible to only be 4 holes. For us 5, because we tied the second hole. So really you have, you know, the par 4s. And for that, you know, the first hole, par 4, it's just a straight par 4. You have a bunker to the left on your drive. Anything else, you know, just have rough. And then you have at the green, you have a bunker to the left again, and I think a bunker to the right. Yeah, you have a bunker to the right. Other than that, just rough. Now if you're in the right rough off the tee, where in the hell am I aiming this thing? Oh god. If you're in the right rough off the tee, you are gonna have to either hit a 10 to 20 yard cut or lay up, because you're gonna have trees in your way. So that's the only thing about going right. Now the second hole is your birdie hole. 320 yards downhill, just a little bit downhill. Not enough to where it's like, oh, I'm gonna gain 40 yards on my drive. No. But if you go left, you know, I think it's, if you go 20 yards left of the fairway, it's OB. So there's that. You have the fourth hole. Very tough hole. One that I have parred multiple times, even though I find it to be very hard. Because your tee shot, so this is another one where you can't use your driver. Hey. Your tee shot, you're going way downhill. You have a pond the entire way left. And it doglegs left as well. So you're looking to only get it to 230, 250 yards. So I hit either my 3 hybrid or my 5 wood. And if you can get it in the fairway, you're gonna have between 170. Now this is all depending on how crazy you want to go with your tee shot. Between 170 and 145 for your second one. Again, water the entire way left, even on your second shot. To the right, you have a bunker. And that really is what makes it so hard. You have water the entire way, your tee shot's looking downhill, and not only that, but, oh, I hit the tree. If you go right off of your tee, you're looking to be minimum of 210 out in the rough, so you're not even looking to get on the green at that point. And because, whoa, what'd you do there, ball? I saw that. I know it's too much. That ball distracted me, so we probably lost this hole. Wow, is that short? Because it's that far out and you have, you know, that water left, there's also a creek that's before the green about 40-50 yards. So if you can't carry it out of thick rough, at least, I want to say 180. If you're not confident in carrying it, at least 180 out of thick rough, then you're gonna have to lay up. So again, that par 4, you know, makes it pretty tough. Other than that, though, most of the par 4s are actually pretty straightforward. You just have, you know, there's another par 4 where if you hit it more than 5 yards right at the fairway, you're gonna be in a hazard, because it just drops off significantly into the woods. What? You're telling me my 3 wood that's supposed to carry 250 only went 200 yards? Jesus Christ. Another one, the entire left side, and again 50 yards before the green, is hazard. You know, it's a creek, so you have to be really careful there. But it's a short par 4 as well, so you're tempted, you know, can I drive over this creek? Now to get over the creek, you have to drive it minimum in air of 280. And I've done it before, but only on like a second ball, to just be like, can I do it? So there's that. Trying to think. The 17th hole, anything left of the fairway, any left of the fairway more than a yard or two, is again hazard. So let's see, the 9th hole, It's only 436 yards, I think. But you, again, can't hit your driver. So you're looking at... Again, if I hit my 5 wood, really, again, downhill, I hit it with power, and it can't even go the distance that it says it should. With power. Whatever. It's uphill. Ooh. But anyway, if I hit my 5 wood to get it to 250, you know, I still have 180, possibly 190, depending on where the pin is. Hey, only a bogey. We won this one. So, you know, that turns into a really long par 4, even though the yardage isn't very long, so. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it for, like, tough, you know, really. There's really not many holes where if you're just an average player, or even an above average player, it's like, oh, this is a birdie hole, you know. You have the second hole, the short one, and the 18th hole if you get a good drive. But other than that, there's really not many, so it can get tough for you. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end this one here. McGregor. When we come back, we're gonna be doing a Greensome versus Rich Beam's team. So this will be the first time we play real people. Let's see what the info. Rich Beam and Natalie Golbus. I don't know what Greensome is, so we'll find out then. Yeah, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. Have a great day, and I'll see you.